Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and as you can see, I'm with number one. And we're halfway through the season of La Liga. So obviously we'll have Martin Green join us. So we're going to have a look at the futures. We're going to go through and have a look to see who we think is going to win the league, who's going to stay in La Liga, and to see who's going to win the top scorers, and well, anything else that the boys can come up with, any value. Number one, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Well, as you know, this weekend we're going to have La Supercopa in Saudi Arabia, I think, Emirates. I'm excited to see that. But in the meantime, we're just going to have to wait one more week for the fixtures in La Liga.
Okay, well, the other part of your deadly duo is Martin Green. Martin, how are you, sir?
Very good, thanks, Flash. Yeah, looking forward to the funny little tournament that's taking place in Saudi Arabia, but really excited for the title race to resume in the second half of the campaign.
Yeah, I always find these types of things very strange because they say that the players are playing too much football, they need a rest, they have a winter break, and then they bring in some wonky old competition where they can pick up injuries. There's plenty travelling involved. But let's crack on. La Liga winners, Martin. Do you think that there's any value to be found in that market, or is it too tough?
It is pretty tough, to be honest. I would go for Barcelona at -175. I think they can win the title for the third season in a row, but it definitely is a risk because they're neck and neck with Real Madrid on points. They're inconsistent, as they showed with a 2-2 draw against bottom side Espanyol last time out. And Real Madrid are improving under Zinedine Zidane. Having said that, I just think there's too much experience in this Barcelona squad of getting the job done. And they've got Lionel Messi, who's a game changer. I think he will swing it in their favour. So I would go for Barcelona at -175.
Okay, number one, he's happy that he thinks your Barcelona are going to win La Liga.
Yeah, I think so too, just like Martin does. It is quite tough, La Liga, at this moment. They're both teams, like Real Madrid and Barcelona, they're equalizing in points, but I still think Barcelona's going to win. But I found better odds. In fact, I found them in Sportsbook odds, and it's at -150.
Okay, and as you heard there from number one, if you go over to sportsbookreview.com and you press on the odds, they will give you everything and all the different books. You can have a little look. It's a massive comparison site. And 1.75 for our man in London, but for our man in Costa Rica, he got -150 at 1.6. So he's gone shopping and he's come up with a value. Now all we've got to do is wait for Barcelona to win the league. Now, going on, I see you found a bit more value, you little bloodhound, to stay up.
Well, I'm taking a risk maybe, but
No, you don't take risks.
I don't take risks. Everything it is thought well planned. Look at this. Espanyol just changed coach for Abelardo. They're looking for a new forward, and they might hire Raúl de Tomás that is playing in Benfica. They used to be a Real Madrid boy, and he's a great player. And the last fixture, they tied against Barcelona and Espanyol. So I'm betting for Espanyol to stay up on the first division at 3.75 for an American odds plus 275. So Espanyol is going from the bottom to the 17th or 16th position. I don't care.
Knock me out with a feather. One that he's actually gone with Espanyol to stay up, who have been absolutely dog and dreadful. And you've found the value of plus 275. If I had a hat on, I'd tip it. I would say, well done there, my number one. I like that. And I'm going to cheer on Espanyol for the rest of the season, not individually, but just collectively over the course of, to make sure they stay up. I'd love that. Okay, what about relegation, Martin? Have you got any thoughts on relegation? Who goes down?
I do think that they're in trouble, Espanyol. They sold their two best players in the summer, failed to replace them, and the results have been predictably disastrous. They're bottom of the table with just 11 points from 19 games. That's pretty shocking form. I think, like Juan said, the only way they've got a chance of staying up is with a serious investment in January. But it could be too late by then. I think Mallorca will go down as well because they're too bad on the road. And their home form's dried up as well. So I think -225 on them going down. Leganes are 19th right now. You can get -109 on them going down. I think that looks like probably the best one for me. could also be the year that Celta Vigo's luck finally runs out. They can't buy a win at the moment. They're languishing in 17th place. They concede lots of goals and they're not scoring. Iago Aspas isn't doing the business for them. So I'd be a bit worried if I was a Celta Vigo fan. But this isn't a market that I'm going to go huge on, to be honest. But Leganés probably would be the one for me.
Okay, number one, the Bloodhound, who sniffs out all things Spanish value. What have you got?
I have Mallorca to relegate at minus 225 at 1.44, but that's pretty obvious. But to add a little bit more value on Mallorca is that dead last, top bottom. I think they're gonna finish on the last place. They cannot win outside their home. They're quite pathetic, in fact. And their home at the island, they're not the most consistent team. So yeah, Mallorca to be at the bottom of the table at plus 152.5. And also, I believe Celta Vigo will not be able to keep up the pressure like they did last season. So I think they will also be relegated at plus 275.
Wow, you two have definitely got the same hymn sheet. I'm wondering if you had a little rendezvous on Skype and the odd phone call and had a little chat.
We're connected.
You are very, very connected. I think a lot of people's going to like your connection. What about the top scorer market? Is it just one-way traffic for you, Martin?
It is for me. I think Benzema's done very well in the first half of the season, but he hasn't been scoring too many since then. Messi's already overhauled him, despite missing a good chunk of the opening weeks of the season. And I think in the second half of the campaign, he should take that. Suarez, his teammate, might be a bit of a threat, but I just think he's so often the game changer for Barcelona that he'll be the main man for them in the second half of the season, and he'll fire them to the title. So yeah, it has to be Messi for me once again.
Bloodhound?
Yeah, same as Marty. I think Messi's going to be top goal scorer, and I found odds at minus 225.
Excellent, we like that. Now then, Martin, with a little bit of a top six finish with a side that's probably not actually head up in lights. They could sneak in there. What value have you found?
Yeah, it's interesting because it looks like it's the top three is already settled, and yeah, you would have to fancy Sevilla to break into that top four as well, with Valencia running them close. Currently, you'd say that Real Sociedad are in pole position to finish at least in the top six. They've been playing very well with Martin Odegaard, but I think Getafe have got a really good chance of overhauling them in the second half of the season. They came within a whisker of finishing fourth and securing Champions League football last season, only finished a couple of points behind Valencia in the end. And I've been impressed with them this season. They've looked solid defensively. And they score more goals this time around than they did last term. They've got four good strikers, and he's not afraid to rotate them. Everyone that comes into the team knows their job, and they've been playing very well. So I think they can overhaul Real Sociedad in the second half of the season. And I've got plus 188 on Getafe to finish in the top six.
Nice, nice. Now, we've talked about you two being in complete connection with each other, and I'm going to let you go with this one. You both came up with a TriCast of first, second and third. Hard enough to pick the winner, hard enough to pick the 1-2, but they've both gone for the same TriCast of winner, runner-up and third place. D'Artagnan, take it away.
Well, I'm saying as they're standing now, Barcelona first place, Real Madrid second place, and Atletico Madrid in the third one. Maybe the only danger to shake this trifecta, it is Sevilla. But Sevilla, they're not the most consistent team. They have good game, but the other day they had a draw against Athletic de Bilbao at their home turf. And Atletico de Madrid, that doesn't happen to them. Their home is almost a fortress. So I'm not worried about it. I'm going to stay with Barcelona, Real and Atletico at plus 220.
Yeah, which is 3.2 on the European. Martin, do you want to add why you've gone for exactly the same?
I just think that it's going to be a two-horse race between Barcelona and Real Madrid, and I think Barcelona will edge them simply because of the Messi factor. And I just don't see Sevilla having any chance of finishing ahead of Atletico Madrid. I think they're nailed on for a top three place. it's been, I think 2012 was the last time they finished outside the top three. In that time, they've won the league. They finished second in the last 2 seasons. They just know how to get the job done. Diego Simeone is a great coach. They grind out results. For me, the only worry is Atletico Madrid actually finishing ahead of Real Madrid. But I feel like Real have built up a pretty solid 5-point head start right now. They're looking solid at the back. They're doing pretty well. So I do think it will be that famous 1-2-3 of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Odds of 220 plus 220 or 3.2 on the European look very attractive to me.
Yeah, it certainly does look attractive. I love that you're both in connection with each other. There's many bets that you've actually agreed on or mentioned or touched upon. Rafa, can you stick up the first thing so I can have a little recap of what we've gone through? So let's start with number 1 selections, and he's gone for league winners. Barcelona at 1.6, which is minus 1.5 to stay up. Espanyol at 3.75, a mighty plus 275. Relegation, Mallorca, can't win at home, can't win away at minus 227, which is at 1.44 on the European. And the big one, Celta Vigo at 3.75, which again he's found at plus 275. Top scorer, both the boys agree. Messi at 1.44, which is minus 227. And to finish bottom, not just go down. So that makes number 1's relegation shout at minus 227. Even better when to finish bottom, Mallorca at 2.5, which is plus 150. Top 6 finish, Getafe at 2.88 plus 188. Now, can I have a look at the last one, please, Rafa? Martin selections, he's gone, and this is obviously duplicated near enough all the way down. Martin's is Barcelona at 1.6, that's minus 1.5. He's gone with the top 6 finisher, Getafe at 2.88, which is 1.88. And here's the TriCast that both the boys would not be budged on. Barcelona to win, Real Madrid to come second, Atletico to come third at 3.2, which is plus 220. If I had to say to you, just one, Martin, out them bets, which one do you like the most?
I'm going to go for that TriCast at plus 220. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to log on to my sportsbook now and I'm going to place that bet before the odds change. I like it.
Yeah, and what about you, number 1?
Yeah, I think the same way of Martin. I think it is the most assured one, has great value, plus almost no risk at all.
Wow, we like this. They won't even be budged when they have to go with their bankers. Okay, make sure you join us mid-week when we will be going through La Liga. It comes back to the domestic scene next week. I look forward to having Martin and number 1. Thank you very much for joining me. I enjoyed that. It was good. It's lovely to have you both on the same page. Martin, I'll see you again soon when we go through the Premier League punters.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Flash.
Cheers, Martin. Well, that's La Liga Futures sorted out. Remember, Barcelona to beat Real Madrid and Real Madrid to finish ahead of Atletico at 3.2 plus 220. Be sure to give us a follow at SBR Sports Picks is our Twitter handle, and go over to sportsbookreview.com and have a good look around. You'll see everything there from videos to articles and all the content you could possibly wish for. Take care.